I don't mean any disrespect by any of this. Just gonna tell a story. Just had to get a couple things off the chest. I remember driving to school every day, didn't really wanna be there, in a sloppy little car that needed a little repair. But I remember he's there with a smile and a wave and a silly joke like, hey, make sure you behaving. So I'd laugh and keep on driving, and it was so surprising, cause his warmth was something that was so reviving. Even on the worst of days, saw him at the dance show after he rehearsed some days. It was funny, he always made people smile. We had a conversation every once in a while. I remember after the second dance show, his wife came to work. It was a smile and the wave that I remember first. And I remember back when his wife worked at DV. Now it was my turn to wait and wait for him to see me, and he did. He said something like, how you doing, kid? He had just came from the second dance show. I asked him how he did. His wife laughed and I forgot what he said, but we talked and he mentioned that thing on my head is in my hair. And he said that he had the same fro back when he was younger, but nobody would know. But he was hungry when he paid me with money. I gave him a discount and saw the smile so sunny. It was like 8:30, he was still so merry. Never thought one day I'd wake up to news so scary. I had gone to school for 4 years, he was always there, made everyone happy, cause we know that he cared about us, and he gave us his trust in the world full of adults that don't give much to us. And so 4 years straight, he was always at the gate with a wave and a smile and hurry up if we were late. But it was great, the best way to start the day. It's crazy, there's just so much I can say. I remember back in summer school, I was taught by his son, who made chem physics actually a little fun. But like I begun, I'd seen him every day for like 4 years. It was the last day of school when he had disappeared. That was a Wednesday, my last day was tomorrow. But you could see everyone's eyes filled with so much sorrow, and so I drove through the gates and no one was there. And deep in my heart I knew it just wasn't fair that he wasn't there, and it felt so different. Now every time I show up I just feel so distant. And he entered the gates of heaven. I wonder who waved. Rest in peace, Pat Quinn. I promise you I'll behave when he entered the gates of heaven. I wonder who waved. Rest in peace, Pat Quinn. I promise you I'll behave. Like I said, it's just a real song. I got a second verse too. This one's about a buddy of mine. It's not like we could forget him. Just getting it off my chest. I was a senior in high school, taking my first year of Spanish. At the start I didn't know how I was gonna manage, how I wouldn't go crazy with all these little freshmen. I guess it took a few days for me to accept them. I learned a lot of lessons and they gave me some crap. But James and this kid always wanted to rap me in a battle, and I was like, that'll never happen, I'm not doing any rapping. He said too much of a challenge and we bantered back and forth, but I took every comment for what it was worth. He was hilarious, he always had me crying, cause his cleverness was something that there was no denying. He played football and he played lacrosse, the type of kid to do something like give you dental floss just to be generous. Who else remembers this? Before a kid his age, he was rather adventurous, so comfortable as himself and always giving people aid. Dogging on me cause I was in the 12th grade, which I expected. His opinions I respected, and I'm still wishing that I could give him this message, cause he was wise beyond his years, so much wiser than his peers. I pray the angels caught every one of his mother's tears, looking out at this town, seeing so many people miss him. I made a promise to myself to not make him statistics, just smile, I miss it. Along with you saying name drop a pear shape, it would drive me insane. But there was no limit to what you did, which was surprising for such a young kid. So I heard the news Sunday, recorded the song Monday, figured I'd have to give it to your mom one day. So Friday you had your whole city wearing blue and green, and all the support from the members of the football team, all the love and support. I wish you could see back on your own 2 feet. I wish you could be to see they spray painted your name on the wall. Adults didn't like it, I didn't see the problem at all. It was just a walk for someone who lost their life. But you know, adults always gotta make things right. And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that I mentioned seen and touched trash cans with a lot of used tissues. Sorry, I gotta breathe. And I'll pick back up again. It's just a real song. I never figured out why I was pear-shaping, but later that Friday night's a different narration. It was a cul-de-sac, driving in circles, trying to find a purpose. You were young, man, you didn't deserve us, but it was my purpose to deliver a song to your mom. My biggest fear is that it be taken wrong, so I sat in my car for like 10 minutes, told myself that it was my job to finish and deliver that song I had started. Since that day that you had departed, as I went into an area of my life that was clearly uncharted. And so back on my car, around the corner, and left the door unlocked. As I walked towards the front door, I accidentally kicked a rock, and then I stepped on a leaf. You know, you're trying to be quiet, but you make the floorboards creak. I couldn't tell if they would sleep. This, I mean your family. I was so scared, the complete opposite of manly. So I laid it on the doormat CD in the lyrics, hoping it would be found and that someone would hear it. So I walked back to my car, and then I drove home. But halfway there I realized I couldn't leave it all alone, and so I made a U-turn. I was wasting so much gas, I bet you were watching me, trying not to laugh, cause what if it got stepped on? What if the CD broke? What if it was stolen before your family awoke? So I parked around the corner, I was lost once again, how to deliver the song to the boy who was my friend. Then I made a phone call. I called my friend, hey Jordan, what do I do? Oh wait, it's kinda late, I hope I didn't wake you. She said I was fine, and I made up my mind, and something your family just had to find. So I left the door unlocked, and once I heard the ding dong, ran as fast as I could. Didn't wanna be seen long, cause this was your song, I didn't want the attention on me. Ask your grandfather what he thinks of Mitt Romney. It was just important that you received attention. So I got back in my car and fixed up the engines, made a right, another right, parked along the wall, stopped and allowed my blood pressure to fall. It wasn't bad at all. As I caught my breath, noticed I was out of shape. I only ran 10 steps. It was embarrassing. If I was black, I would have blushed, but running the length of 2 houses gave me such a rush. But that's what there was between us, cause you never ever made me feel less. And the things you said, I was always so impressed. So I waited a few minutes and then I drove back. I wanted to make sure that your family had received the rap. So I turned back in and slowly drove the circle, solid lying on the ground, and my face turned purple. Oh great, I thought I just ding-dong ditched their house. Now I figured I might have angered your mother or her spouse, and so I put it up against the window and left. But once again I became concerned about the theft, so I drove back and again parked my car, this time a little closer so it wasn't as far. I left against the window. You know the routine, took off running, heard the dog scream or heard the dog bark. Got to where I parked and fumbled with the keys, lost a few more seconds when I freeze to sneeze. But I got going, took a right and another right. At this point it was like 11:30 at night. I had just spent an hour being such a chicken just to deliver one little song to listen to you. You'd find it so funny that I didn't know what to do. So then it was Saturday, the day of your service. I arrived and I still hadn't found my purpose. It was 1:45. There was still the open casket. People were so down, there was no need to mask it. And as I got closer to the body, I kept an eye out, looking for your mommy so I could see what she looked like. Couldn't remember, when did you get that pizza? I believe in December. And so all of a sudden, the line moved toward the casket. I remember, I slowly walked past it. Mentally I froze. I supposed that I noticed the navy blue of your clothes, and then I saw your eyes, and I was hoping that you would smile, and I guess that they would open, cause you took everything so far. I hoped you were joking. Sorry, but that wasn't the case. It was nice to see all the peace upon your face. So I sat in the pew a few rows from the back, noticed a few friends from last year's past. Then Malik found me. We got a better seat. Eventually in the service, it was time to speak. I was scared if I spoke that I would choke, and I couldn't decide on what joke I would share. And it just wasn't fair, 'cause all of a sudden Malik was up there. So I left my chair and I walked to the mic. I couldn't see anyone. I was blinded by the light. There was probably you shining it in my eyes, all while laughing. You were such a funny guy. And so I spoke and then took a couple steps away. But you told your mother, hey, don't let him get away. And she called my name. I instantly knew it. You left a song at my house. Would you like to do it? And so I walked back up in front of friends, parents, and students and pulled up lyrics, said something stupid, a joke about skipping class you would have called me out for. And if I said anything, you would probably pout more until you got your way, 'cause you knew I saw the truth in the things that you would say. And I stood there and I spoke up, did the whole song, and I got a little choked up, but it was weird, 'cause now that I think, I rapped right at you, the only thing that I could see from the mic. And I guess that would be right, 'cause we never got to fight in our rap battle. Well, I'll be waiting for your verse. Don't think I forgot, I just rapped mine first and I could continue the story. I know it'd make you laugh. The neighbor asked for my number because she liked the rap. She was really cute and I saw you patting shoulder. You were really gorgeous is what I should have told her. And I'm sorry, man, if I'm taking this too lightly. I'm just being honest with what I am writing. You asked me if I made my own beats. I said I didn't and you said he cheats. So I end the story here. There's not much more to say. I'm just trying to cope with the fact that you're gone one day. Maybe Pat had to die so he could wave to Trenton. Rest in peace both. I know we won't forget him. Maybe he had to die so he could wave to Trenton. Rest in peace both. I know we won't forget him.